Today, I'm going to talk about diabetes. This is one of the most common disease, and Malaysia especially has very high number of diabetic patients, and it is one of the scary disease as well, and also a disease which has caused a lot of loss to families and the nation, because people with diabetes, they were unable to work, they have got a lot of problems, they cannot earn a good living, and their quality of life deteriorates daily. They become worse every day, and some has got diabetic wound, which really makes them difficult to do anything. So this is something which we have to take note, and we have to try our best to protect ourselves, or if we have diabetes, try to regulate it. Usually there's a lot of scientific finding to say that there is no cure for diabetes. Diabetes is not something that you can cure. But I will tell you today that there is something that you can regulate. Even though you cannot cure, but if you can regulate diabetes, if you can make sure that the sugar level is optimum, you will be able to lead a good and healthy life forever, even you have diabetes. So this is what we want. We want to make sure that people are happy, people can lead a good life. The disease is given by God, so you have to take it. If you cannot cure, you cannot cure it, but you can manage it. Diabetes is caused by high sugar in the blood. When you have high sugar, you need more insulin to bring the sugar into the cell. Sometimes people do not have enough insulin, or the insulin is not sensitive. The insulin cannot function. So there are many types of diabetes, but let's focus on the sugar issue. Usually, when people take a lot of sugar, all the sugar will go into the blood. So diabetic patient, usually we advise not to take sugar. In fact, sugar is something that you have to worry last. You don't really need sugar, because whatever you take in the food, there is sugar. The sugar that I am referring to is the tablespoon sugar. You take the sugar, put it into your coffee. Don't worry about that. You don't need that. That is last thing that you have to worry. So you can have sugar all the time from whatever food that you take, there bound to be sugar. But the issue for diabetics is that the sugar in the blood increases. So there are a few reasons. First, people usually talk about insulin. The insulin is not enough, the insulin is damaged, the insulin is not acting. So that is correct. That is one reason, because the sugar needs to go into the cell. Right now it is in the blood. When it is in the blood, it's dangerous. It can cause so many things. But usually the sugar from the blood, it goes into the cell, then the cell will convert it to energy or convert it to fat. So what the people want is so that the sugar goes into the cell. But what happens is that usually the insulin will transport the sugar into the cell. So the insulin is very important. That's why people who have diabetes, sometimes they inject insulin to make the insulin higher in concentration, helps to promote the sugar into the cell. But the basic thing is that the sugar in the blood. Sugar in the blood actually is controlled by the liver. When the liver is not functioning well, the control is definitely not so good. There is some defect in the control of the sugar because the liver is not functioning very well. So this can be due to toxic reason, toxic effect on the liver. Whatever problem on the liver can cause the liver not to function very well. So we can rectify the liver. We can do this by taking compounds that can detox the liver, that can improve the liver. You can find this in the black seed. I talked about this in another video already. Okay. Another reason that you can get a problem with diabetes is oxidation. Oxidation is due to the stress, due to the reactive oxygen radical in the blood. All these are problems that can cause a diabetic patient to deteriorate because of the oxidation. So you need high antioxidants. One of the way to get high antioxidants is to take a product called Nisstex. Nisstex has very high antioxidant in the form of thymoquinone, and there is also monk fruit inside there. Monk fruit is very high in antioxidant. So this antioxidant will prevent oxidative stress. So even though you have a diabetic, but if you don't have a lot of oxidative stress, your body function will be able to cope. You did not go into the very, very weak stage. So it will help diabetic patient to stay well. The third thing is you have a lot of inflammation everywhere in the body if you are diabetic. Without you knowing it, you get slight inflammation everywhere. So this inflammation can cause problem. See, it can cause so many things. And it can even cause the wound to delay in recovery and all that. So using Nisstex, using the black seed, you can prevent inflammation. The compound that is responsible inside there is called thymoquinone. Thymoquinone prevent pro-inflammatory factor release and is also working on the cyclooxygenase pathway. It blocks inflammation in many ways without giving the side effect. So this is a very good way of controlling diabetes. You have multi-pronged approach of controlling diabetes, and this compound from the black seed also improve your immune system. So you have all what you want for a diabetic patient to regulate the blood sugar. I'm not talking about curing diabetes. You will not be able to cure even with this, but it will make your blood sugar level regulated. It will not go so high, it will not go so low. It is to maintain the blood sugar level. So this is one of the best natural way to keep in good health without having to go to the extreme in your daily life if you are a diabetic patient. So try and get this Nisstex and take 1 or 2 tablets a day, and you are likely to be able to maintain your health and wellness throughout with Nisstex. You don't have to worry so much about oxidative stress and all that. So of course, definitely you have to control your sugar as well. That is important. So this is what I would like to advise for people with diabetes. And if you are on current medication, you don't have to worry. You will not be any interaction between the current medication for diabetic medication with the black seed components. That is very important for us to know.